So hi, I'm Chris Justice. I'm going to lead us through a gentle yoga sequence that's going to help to lubricate your joints, move your muscles. It'll help you breathe better, and it will get your circulation moving. As we practice, please be careful with your own body. Pay attention to what's going on. If there's something that we do that doesn't sound like a good idea to you, don't do it. If you feel like anything that you shouldn't be doing, just don't do it. Or you can modify it. So for instance, if we take our arms overhead in a sun breath, if that's too much for you, you might just take your arms up to your shoulders and close that way. So you can modify anything that we do. Okay, let's get started. Make sure that your chair is all the way on the mat. So all four corners of the chair are on the mat, okay? And then come around and take a seat. And now we're going to begin to come into yoga space. So I'm going to ask that you have your feet flat on the floor and notice your knees. Want them at a 90-degree angle. So if you're tall, I'm relatively tall for this chair, so I might put a blanket to lift me up to get these knees 90 degrees. Or if you're not as tall with your chair, put your blanket underneath your feet. So make yourself comfortable this way, feet flat on floor. Okay, so we're ready to come inside. So your eyes can be closed or soft. I want you to start to pay attention to your body. Feel your sitting bones. Wiggle around on your chair, feel your sitting bones. You might make sure that the weight is evenly distributed on both your sitting bones. Feel your feet on the floor. Move your toes around. Feel your feet. And then come to the front of your spine and just lift gently. Let the top of your arm bones settle towards your back. And let the crown of the head float so we can get the weight of the head right over the spine. You can do that sometimes by bringing the jaw back towards your neck. And so now all of your bones are stacked, your joints are stacked. Come into an awareness of your breath. Notice, are you breathing in just the top of your chest? Often we do that through the day. So start to bring your breath down into your belly too. Take a deep breath in. We're coming into a centering breath. So next time, take a deep breath. See how long you can exhale. Keep exhaling until all the breath is left. And then when you need to, take another deep breath in. So we're finding three-part yoga breathing. So you're breathing into the belly, into the ribs, all the way top of lungs. And then you're letting all of that breath go again. Your own timing now. Three-part yoga breathing. You're bringing your focus in, your energy inside. Let yourself feel grounded. Let yourself feel centered. And then together, we'll take a deep breath in. Releasing exhale. Let's find a sun breath. Hands cross in the front. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms float back down. Hands are going to cross in the front again. Come back up. Reach hands out in front of you, palms up, opening the upper back as you bring the arms down in front of you. Crossing in the front, coming back up. Close to prayer. As you do, bring your energy right inside. Let your thumbs rest on your chest. Let your neck relax. Feel grounded. And then let your hands rest on your legs. Let's come to the neck. Take a breath in. Exhale, chin comes towards chest. So you're just letting your shoulders relax. Back of neck opens. Head comes back up, goes towards the back, opening the front of the neck. Head comes up. Exhale, chin towards chest again. Release your shoulders. Head comes back up, goes towards the back. Let the jaw be slack. Head comes up. Take a nice deep breath. And then take a breath. Exhale, chin to one shoulder. Come forward. Exhale, chin to the other shoulder. Come forward. Exhale, chin to chest, and then let your head roll, shoulder to shoulder. Nice and easy. There's not much effort here. We're just trying to warm up these muscles. Let the stress out of the neck and the shoulders, side to side. We're going to bring this to a close, but finish your side to side. When you're ready, bring your head up. Take a deep breath into your belly. Notice your feet flat on the floor. Notice the front of the spine, it's gently lifted. In yoga, we ground ourselves so that we can lift also. So you ground so that you can extend. So feel it this way. Find your sitting bones again. Feel the sitting bones settle into the floor, and let them even reach for the floor. Bring your tailbone up. Sitting bones down, tailbone up. Just feel the lightness in the rest of your spine. Let's come to the shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. We're lubricating the shoulder joint. And we're going to roll them forward. Let that come to a close. Bring your arms out to shoulder height. But watch this. Take the top of your arm bone, slide it back into the joint. Move your fingers, lubricating all of the knuckles in the hands. Turn your fingers over. And then roll your wrists, lubricating the wrist joint. Opposite direction. Let that close, stretch out your fingers, and then flick your fingers. Bring your elbows into it. Now hold your hands out in front of you. Take a breath. Exhale. Let your arms float down. Feel the tingle in your arms and your fingers. Take a nice deep breath. Come to your belly button. Bring your belly button in towards your spine, up towards your waist. So we're strengthening the muscles that cross the abdomen. They're deep inside, close to the spine. Keep breathing. So I'm still holding these muscles tight. And then release. We're going to do that 2 more times. Belly button in towards spine, up towards waist. Breath is moving. You can notice that your shoulders don't have to be involved. Your shoulders are relaxed. You're still holding tight. So if we can strengthen the belly muscles, that's going to help your back quite a bit. And then release. 1 more time. Bring your belly button in towards your spine, up towards your waist. You may also have felt your hip just come forward a little bit. There's a bit of a change in the tilt of your hip. You're still holding, but you're still breathing. And if you can keep your hip in a neutral place, sitting or standing, it's going to help you hold your body. It's a better way to hold the torso. Still breathing, and then release. Great. We're going to come into a gentle movement in the spine. So I'm going to move my blanket because I'm going to come out towards the front of the chair. But be comfortable. Maybe you still want the blanket under. So we're going to come into a gentle, safe twist by placing one hand on the opposite knee. The other hand is going on the back of the chair. It's important to go from the hips. So sit tall. Now move your hips. Then you're going to go through your ribs and your shoulders and look around. As you inhale, lift in the twist. As you exhale, soften your back so the twist can happen. And then gently come back around. Rest hands on legs. Feel your spine catch up. We'll go the other way. Placing hands, sitting tall, And then move your hips around. Feel your ribs come around, your shoulders. As you inhale, lift. As you exhale, soften your back. And then come back around. Take a nice deep breath. Into the belly. We're going to move the spine side to side. Bring one hand towards the floor. Inhale, arm reaches up. Keep the elbows straight as you tilt towards your head. You're reaching for the corner of the ceiling. Press your hips back into the chair. And then come back up with a breath. Exhale, come down. Great. Let's go to the other side. Arm comes down. Inhale, arm reaches up. Keep the elbows straight. Reach for the corner of the ceiling. Press the hip back into the chair. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, arm comes down. Forward fold. I'm going to take my feet a little wide. So take your feet a little wide, as comfortable. Hands stay on the legs. Lift your tailbone. Hinge at the hip and come forward. Your arms can stay on your legs or they can come towards the floor, whatever feels better. Let yourself hang now. So relax your shoulders and your neck. And feel the muscles in the back ungrip. Just hang here. Let the muscles ungrip. We're giving the vertebra some space. When you're ready, slide your hands to your knees. Bring your head up first and come on back up. Bring your feet a little closer. Come to your belly again. Belly button in towards the spine, up towards the waist. Feel how that just tilted your hip just a little. You're breathing, your shoulders are relaxed. And then release. One more time. Belly button comes in towards spine, up towards waist. Keep your breath moving. Let your shoulders relax. And then release. Let's move the upper chest and the back. Bring one hand to the opposite shoulder. Bring the other arm underneath and then up to the shoulder. So keep your low back very steady when we do this. Ready? Bring your elbows up with a breath in. Exhale, elbows come back down. Feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. Come back up with a breath in. Exhale, coming back down. Elbows to shoulder height. Exhale, elbows one way, face stays forward. Come forward, go the other way. Face stays forward, we're coming into the upper back. Come forward, release, arms come down. Put the other one on top. Same thing. Bring your elbows up with a breath. Exhale, come back down. Come up with a breath in. Exhale, come back down. Elbows to shoulder height. Keep your face forward. Exhale, elbows one way. Come forward. Go the other way. Come forward and let your arms relax. Just feel. Let's come into the legs now. So we're going to strengthen the muscles on the outside of the thigh. It's going to help your to support your knee. We're also going to be lubricating the knee joint. So I like to put my hands on the outside of thigh so you can feel these muscles moving. So take one leg straight out. And then come back down slowly. 2, we're going to do 12, coming down. 3, 4. By going slow, 5, we're using muscle and not momentum. 6, 7, and you're not just letting gravity bring your foot down. 8, you're bringing it down by choice. 9, 10, 11, and 12, and release. Come to your other leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and release. Take a nice deep breath. Feel your sitting bones. Feel your feet flat on the floor. Send your sitting bones towards the floor. Lift your tailbone. We're going to come to the inside thigh now. So I'm going to take one foot out. I can feel this muscle already. Turn the foot to the outside. Keep your knees straight. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and release. Come to the other leg. Turn the foot to the outside. Try to keep your low back steady. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. By strengthening this muscle. 5. We're supporting the knee joint. 6, 7, and helping to stabilize the joint. 9, 10, 11, and 12, and release. Sit up tall. Take a nice deep breath all the way into your belly. Okay, let's come to the foot. Bring your first leg out. Circle the foot, lubricating the ankle joint. The other way. Let that stop. Push out with your heel and then your toe. So we're stretching the back of the leg and the front of the leg. And then release. Come to the other side. Circle the foot. Go the other way. Let that stop. Push out with the heel and then the toe. Back and forth, heel and toe. And then release. Feel yourself sit tall. Feel that. Take a breath into the belly. So, feeling yoga from the inside out is the most important thing for you to remember. So let yourself feel your feet. Feel the mat under your feet. Feel your toes. Come to the front of your spine. Gently lift it. Bring the top of your arm bones, settle them towards the back. So if I said bring your shoulders up, probably everybody would come up like this and try to sit really tall. But yoga is also about relaxing. So front of spine lifts, top of shoulder, top of arm bone goes back. We're going to come into an opening of the chest called angel arms. So let your hands come towards the floor. Palms facing forward. Take a breath. Exhale, arms go back. Notice your low back stays right where it is. You don't arch your low back. Come forward. Come up a little. Open up. Come forward, up, forward, up. Open the chest. Come forward, down, forward, down a little, forward, down, and then relax. Okay, we're going to come into a foot massage. So I'm going to be sure that this knee stays right over the ankle, right? So you don't want your foot back here or out here, right over the ankle. And if you can, cross your ankle, one ankle over the other knee. I'm going to come in and just start massaging your foot. You might want to get your ankle a bit. Come into the heel, you squeeze the heel. We're trying to get some blood flow into the foot. And I'm going to start to come along the arch of the foot with my thumbs. We need to wake up the feet because over time, you just lose track of your feet. It starts to really affect your balance. So I'm going to come up into the ball of the foot now and massage the ball of the foot. And then the toes. Each toe gets attention. And then when you're ready, Place a finger between each toe. Now if you have socks on, you might take them off, or if you want to keep your socks on, fan your toes out. So we're trying to create space because the toes want to curl in on themselves as we age. So just opening the foot. And then release. Take all of your toes, bring them towards your knee. So we're stretching the foot all the way into the Achilles, up into the calf. And then release. Bring your toes away from your knee, opening the front of the foot up into the shin. And then release. Keep your leg right like it is. Sit tall. We're going to come into a forward fold. So your sitting bones are pressing down, your tailbone lifts, and you hinge forward from the hip. Let your arms relax. You're not pulling yourself forward. You're not bending at the waist. This is for the hips. And when you get to as far as you can go, start to ungrip. Ungrip the muscles in your back. Let your breathing move. This can be an intense hip opener. We're just trying to keep those muscles supple that support the hip. Then come back up. Bring this foot down. We'll go to the other side. So I'm going to cross the other ankle over, massage the ankle a bit, and then come into the foot. So you want to squeeze your heel. It's very hard to get blood flow in that part of your body. And then just start to take your thumbs along the arch and the outside of the foot. I'm going to come into the ball of the foot and move those joints around. Each toe. Then when you're ready, place a finger between each toe. Open up. And then release. Bring your toes towards your knee. Stretching your foot, stretching the back of the leg. Bring your toes away from your knee. Open the front of the leg. And then release. Let your hands rest on your legs. Then lift the tailbone, hinge forward. You may not go very far, it doesn't matter. Let your arms relax so you're not pulling. I think about keeping my head up and keeping my shoulders towards the leg. Breathe. Ask the back to ungrip. And then release. Let yourself come up, foot comes down. Take a nice deep breath. A long release. Great. We're ready to come into our royal stance. So royal stance, I call it that because we're going to be standing and sitting, right? And this is the part. You can think of yourself as a princess or a prince as you're sitting in your chair. So you want to make sure you know where your chair is. This is easier if you come out to the edge of the chair, feet flat on the floor. So, ready? Come up with a breath in. Exhale, float back down to the chair 10 times. Coming up. 3, 4, 5. Keep looking forward. So if you tend to put your head down, keep looking forward. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then let yourself stay up there. Great. Okay. We're going to come into the ankle now. So I'm going to bring one foot in front of the other, ball a foot on floor, and circle. Make sure you're circling at the ankle and not just the knee. Go the other way. Let that stop. Come to the other foot. Ball a foot on floor, circle the ankle. So this strengthens the muscles that support the ankle joint. Go the other way. then let that close. Now, if you're at all worried about balance while you're standing, feel free to step behind your chair. I'm going to stay in front of the chair for a bit so you can see what I'm doing. But the chair is there for you if you want it. Let's find mountain pose. So mountain pose, I'm going to come into my feet and move around on the feet. Find all four corners of your feet, all four corners. Lift up your toes, spread them as wide as you can, and then place them down one at a time. Don't worry, nobody can do it, but you got to feel your toes. You got to find your toes. Now find the heel on both sides, across the ball of the feet. Look down and see if your feet are straight forward. So we tend to stand a little bit so that the feet are wide. But for this, we want the alignment of the knee right. So have your feet right under you, straight forward. The big toe straight across. We're going to build the pose from the ground up. So you feel your feet. The legs are straight, but the knees are not locked. So knees are not locked. Then come to the front of your spine. Lift the front of spine. Let the top of arm bone settle towards back of body. Often that lets the palms face forward. Let the crown float. So you want to find the sweet spot where the weight of the head is being held by the spine. So you might bring your jaw back slightly. Let the crown float. Let the inside of your mouth soften. This is mountain pose. I'm going to talk through a little bit more of it. So your eyes can be closed or soft. Feel your feet again. Make sure you know how your toes are. Feel your toes. Bring your belly button gently in and up. Belly button in and up. Lifting front of spine without a lot of effort, but it's so that you're aware of holding your body. Now, for yoga, you want to feel the grounding. Settle down into your feet. Feel the grounding. At the same time, lift your tailbone. Feel the spine. Feel the energy come right up into the spine. Let your arms not be heavy. Sometimes I think about tucking a parachute right under my armpit so that the top of your torso can float, even as you're holding a steady, strong pose. Now, sometimes we tend to arch the low back as we're standing. Something that will help even that out is to come to the xiphoid process, which is this spot right at the bottom of the sternum. Energetically connect that spot with your tailbone. So you've stacked your joints, you've stacked your bones. I'm just going to ask you to take a few breaths in mountain. See if you can find where your stress is, what you're holding tight. You can let all of that stress go and still hold a strong pose. Be with your breath. Feel your breath. So we're going to come out of mountain now by taking a deep breath in, a long release. Let the pose go. But now let your body remember what it's like to have your muscles stacked, your bones stacked. It's an easier way to stand. So open your eyes. We're going to come into a sun breath. Hands cross in the front. Inhale, come up. This time reach your hands up. Keep reaching your hands up. Hands up. But come to the top of your arm bone. Let it slide back into your joint. Feel the release in the neck and across the shoulders when you do that. Then exhale, come back down. Crossing in the front, coming up again. Reach out in front of you, palms up. Bring your arms back down. Crossing in the front, coming up. Closing to prayer. Feel grounded, feel centered. And then release. Let your hands come down. So now, even if you're not in the back of your chair, come to the back of the chair now so that your chair is right there for your balance. I'm going to stay out here so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to come into my feet, again, be aware of them, and come up onto the ball of the foot and then back onto the heel. So the chair is there if you need it. So just coming back and forth. One more time. Let that stop. So we're going to come into some balancing now. So I'm going to start to bring one foot forward. I'm going to bring the heel to toe if you can, if that's available today. If not, if you feel shaky here, keep your foot wide. It doesn't matter. What matters in balancing is that you can calm yourself down, right? So I'm going to do the heel to toe. You don't have to. It's good to have your eyes settled somewhere that's not moving in the room. Find one spot. Okay, so I'm going to bring hands to hips. Remind myself to keep my breath low. And then I'm going to bring arms overhead. Keep your focus somewhere that's not moving, and we'll come into dynamic arm movement. So ready? One arm comes out front, one to the side, shoulder height. Come back up. Go the other way. Come back up. Same thing. Coming up. The other way. Coming up. Close to prayer. When you can feel steady and stable here, find crane. So I'm going to bring my arms out, elbows are bent, wrists are relaxed. And you can come in to put your foot right on the floor or lift your leg. This is crane. Let the front foot just relax. Keep breathing. I'm going to find shrub. So I'm going to bring ball of foot onto floor, heel onto ankle. I bring my hands into prayer, but you might be more comfortable having your hands out up above you or on your hips, whatever lets you feel more secure. So this is shrub. If you'd like to join me in tree, slide your foot along the calf. But don't feel like you have to do tree. Practice wherever you are. I'm going to come back into crane. Little flight. Let yourself land. Take a breath. Let that side go. We're going to try the other side. So I'm going to start to bring one foot in front of the other. Maybe that's already a challenge for you. Just accept wherever you are with your balance. I'm going to bring heel to toe if that's available today. For me, balance changes every day. I just have to see where it is. Feel your toes. Most of my weight is on the back foot. Just notice where yours is. Doesn't matter. I'm going to bring hands to hips. And if you'd like to join me, bring your hands overhead. Dynamic balance motion. One arm to the front, one to the side. Come back up. Go the other way. Come back up. Same thing. Coming up. The other side. Coming up. Close to prayer. Feel grounded, feel stable, and then find crane. Foot can stay on floor, or it can come up. Keep your breath moving, let your hands relax, let that foot relax. Great, I'm going to find shrub, ball of foot on floor, heel to ankle, coming into prayer or wherever you like your arms. If you'd like to try tree, slide your sole right up the calf. Remember, you don't have to do tree, doesn't matter. I can't always hold it, as you can see. Doesn't matter. Come back into crane. Little flight, and then let yourself relax. Take a nice deep breath. Let it go. You might shake your hands out, your foot, whatever feels good. Okay. So we're going to come now into a strengthening of the legs. So we came into the outside of thigh, inside. We're going to work our way around the back. So now I am going to stand behind the chair. And I'm going to hold lightly onto the chair. Try not to lean on the chair. Try to use your own strength. Let your hands just rest on the chair for balance. So I'm going to put my weight on one foot and then bring the leg out to the side and then come back down. So before we do this, we're going to do it 12 times, but notice this. Sometimes when the muscles in your legs are weak, you take your toe, you lead with your toe first. Be careful, lead with your heel, right? So there's a difference there. So let's come into this. Ready? I'm going to do 12 times. Lead with your heel. 1, 2, and you're going slow because you're bringing your leg down. You're not just dropping it. 4, 5, 6, 7. You have a light touch on the chair. 8. Lead with your heel. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great. Let's come to the other side. Ready? Lead with your heel. 1, 2, 3, 4. From the heel, take your time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and release. Take a nice breath. Okay. We're going to move around towards the back of the leg now, getting the very back of the leg. To do that, you're just going to lift the foot up towards the back. So I can feel a stretch in the front of the thigh, and I can feel a tightness back here. When I come down, I'm going to stop at the leg. 2, 3, so you're not kicking your foot out forward. 4, 5, and that way, 6, you're using your muscle, not momentum. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and release. Come to the other leg. So ready? Bring the leg back. 1, 2, 3, 4, only coming to the second leg. 5, not kicking out forward. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and release. So let's do something for the hip and loosen up the hip joint a bit. Righty? So we're going to circle from the hip. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come to the other leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so let's ease up on the back a little. I'm going to just move the chair to the front of the mat, and then we're going to come into down dog using the top of the chair. So hold lightly onto the chair, and then walk back. Walk back as far as your arms will let you go. And then bring your hips way back over the chair. Now let your head be right between your arms. Ask your tailbone to reach for the ceiling. And then just feel the stretch. Feel good. When you're ready, walk forward again. We're going to do the same thing again because it feels really good. But notice this. When you take your arms up, when they're overhead and your hands are on the chair, tuck your arm bone back into the joint. That's going to feel really good across the back of the neck and along the shoulders. So, ready? Walk back again. As far as your arms will let you go. And then bring your hips way back over your feet. Your knees are not locked, so let your knees be a little soft. Come to the arm bone, tuck it back into the shoulder joint, and maybe round your armpit towards one another. That releases tension in the neck. Now reach the tailbone for the ceiling. When you're ready, walk back forward. Take a nice deep breath. Great. So we're going to find now Warrior Two. So let yourself stand wide on your mat. I'm going to move the chair so that you can see me, but if you would like your chair right there, it's not going to be in your way. You could leave it right there. So I'm just going to set it aside for me so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to come wide on the mat. So most of us try to do this with our feet not so wide. Try to go wider. If you're worried about your balance, you could put your chair here too, right? So feet are wide. Feel your shoulders right over your hips. Connect the xiphoid process, this part right at the sternum, connect it with your tailbone. That keeps you from arching your back. Turn your front foot towards the front of the mat. The back foot is either parallel to the back of the mat or a 45-degree angle. So when you bend your front knee, keep your center line center. Center line center. Sometimes we tend to go forward. I want to keep your weight right over your hips. Look at your knee. Don't let your knee be here. Keep it straight up and down, right? Straight up and down. Arms float up. Now you can hold really tight for Warrior Two, or you can let your arms be what I call loosey-goosey. Just let them float, right? Keep the back leg straight, so push into the outside of that foot. Look out over the middle finger of the front hand. You can relax your hand. And we're holding this for quite a while. If your arms get tired, turn your hands over. You could always just let your arms drop. That would be okay. But if you can, find the energy in your hands. Slide the energy through your arms right into your shoulder joint and then into your core. We're going to come into a side angle stretch. So I'm going to bring this hand. You can place it on your leg. I tend to hold it right into my ribs. And then stack your joints, your shoulders. If your arm lets you, bring it all the way over. Now you could bring your arm forward, slide your shoulder back, and then come back into it. Come back into Warrior Two. Find your pose. Dancing warrior, back hand goes back, front hand goes up. Warrior Two. Take a breath, exhale, arms float down, legs straightens. Walk your legs together. We'll go to the other side. So I'll move this chair just as a reminder that you could have this here for balance if you'd like. Take your legs wide. Just relax in it. We don't often get a chance to take our legs so wide, but it actually feels really good. Feel this energy from your hip now. Take it right down the outside of your leg, right through the ankle, push it into the floor. Notice that your shoulders are right over your hips. When we're ready for the pose, turn your foot towards the front of the mat. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat or at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to bend my front knee. Center line, stay center. Bend the knee, make sure it's right over your ankle. Come into your thighs, hug your thighs into the bone. All of the difficulty or the challenge of this pose is in your legs. You can just let your arms float up now. So you don't have to be tight, let them be relaxed. Let yourself just breathe in the pose. And what I mean by that is let your body breathe. I'm never holding tight. I'm keeping relaxed, keeping focused, but not tight. Your arms are about the same height. We're going to come into our side angle. So I'm going to bring hand in. You can put it on the leg. I'm going to put mine, tuck it right into the rib, and then stack your shoulders. Careful not to roll over. Stack your shoulders, and if your arm lets you bring it over, push into that front knee again. Back into Warrior Two. Dancing Warrior, back hand back, front hand forward. Come back into Warrior Two. Take a breath, exhale, arms float down, legs straightens. Walk your legs together. Just feel. Close your eyes, see what you feel like. Open and close your hands. And then just shake it out. So Warrior Two took the spine sideways, right? We're going to come into some sun salutations, and we're going to move the spine forward and backward. So I'm going to bring the chair and place the chair so that all four corners are on the mat, and you're up towards the top of the mat. Sun salutation is a flow of poses. We're going to take the first one really slow so you can see each of the poses. Okay, so you're standing right close to the chair. Come up into a sun breath. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hip. Hands on chair, but your weight is still on your legs. Ask your tailbone to reach for the ceiling. This is a forward fold. Let the legs stretch. Find your right foot now. Take it back into lunge. The front knee is right over the front ankle. My chest is looking at the front of the chair. This is lunge. Take your left foot back into down dog. Press back. Let your tailbone reach up. Then come into plank, or up dog would be dropping the hips a little more. Come back into down dog. Bring your right foot into lunge. Bring your left foot forward fold. Head comes up first. Stretch. So this is half moon one way. Stretch the other way. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your left foot back into lunge. Bring your right foot back into down dog. Come into plank or up dog. Press back into down dog. Bring your left foot forward. Bring your right foot forward. Head comes up first. Close to prayer. That's one. We're going to do 5 as long as you're feeling okay. Ready? Come up into a sun breath. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot comes back, then the left foot. Come forward into plank. Push back into down dog. Bring your right foot forward. Bring your left foot forward. Coming up. Half moon. The other side. Exhale, back down. Bring your left foot back. Bring your right foot back. Come into plank. Press back into down dog. Bring your left foot for lunge. Right foot coming up. Closing for 2. I'm going to talk about breath this time. Take a breath in. Come up into a sun breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot lunge. Exhale, left foot down dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push back into down dog. Inhale, bring your right foot forward. Exhale, left foot coming up. Half moon, the other side. Exhale, back down. Bring your left foot back, then your right foot coming into plank. Exhale, back into down dog. Inhale, left foot into lunge. Exhale, forward fold coming up. Closing for 3, coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot lunge. Exhale, left foot down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale into dog. Inhale, right foot lunge. Exhale, left foot coming up. Half moon, the other side. Exhale, back down. Left foot comes back into lunge. Right foot down dog. Coming forward for plank. Push back into dog. Left foot into lunge. Right foot coming up. Closing for 4. One more if you feel okay. Come up. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot to lunge. Left foot down dog. Come forward to plank. Push back into down dog. Right foot into lunge. Left foot coming up. Half moon. The other side. Exhale back down. Left foot into lunge. Right foot down dog. Come forward to plank. Push back into down dog. Bring your left foot forward. Bend your right. Coming up. Closing for 5. Just stay inside now. Let yourself feel. You can relax your arms if you'd like. Stay inside. Let your breath come back. Notice what you're feeling. Enjoy the movement of your energy through your body. As you allow yourself to just come back to your normal rhythm, you might notice how you choose to hold your body. See if you stop and have your joints stacked, your bones stacked. Take a deep breath in. So bring your hands out in front of you, clasp your fingers. Bring your arms to one side. Keep the front arm straight. We're stretching the back of the shoulder. Then come forward. Take your arms to the other side. Come forward. Turn your hands inside out. Bring them up over your head. Stretch up. Then exhale, let your arms float back down. If anything wants to move, shake it out. We're going to be going down to the floor. So I'm going to set the chair just to the side. Don't set it too far away because you might want it again. Set it to the side and let yourself come down to the floor with your knees bent, your feet flat on the floor. You're going to be laying on your back. So when you come down to the floor, have your feet flat on the floor, you're laying on your back, knees are bent. Notice your neck. Sometimes we're really tight in the shoulders and the neck is up and your chin is up towards the ceiling. Take a blanket, put it under your head so that you can release the neck a little and your chin, you can tuck your chin without much trouble. So laying down, tuck your shoulder blades under. So you want to tuck your shoulder blades under so they're flat on the floor. And if it's okay with your body, let your palms face the ceiling. Now come into your do nothing pose. Just feel your body sink into the floor. Notice that your arms aren't being used. Your belly can get soft. We're just staying here for about 20 seconds. Try to do nothing but feel yourself stop. Take a deep breath in. When you feel like it, bring your knees into your chest. Now you can hold on to the behind your thighs if that's easier, or hold on to your the front of your shins. I'm going to hold one hand with the other hand, and by doing that, I can let my shoulders relax again. And this is the second do nothing pose. Let yourself sink into the floor. Feel the muscles around your ribs soften. Let the muscles around your hips soften. Doing nothing, sinking. Then when you're ready, place one hand on each knee. We're going to rock side to side. So just gently go side to side. Let your head go opposite of your knees. That will keep you balanced. So knees side to side, head opposite of knee. We're compressing and releasing the low back on the floor. Releasing tension in the low back. bringing some blood flow into the kidneys. Then whenever you feel like it, turn that into the sacral massage. Start to circle hands and knees. Sacral massage. Let it feel really good. Take your time. You're giving your back a massage against the floor, and when you come around, your thighs are massaging your belly. Whenever you feel like it, go the other way. Notice your breath, moving with your breath. We're going to be bringing this to a close, but finish your circling. Then pull your knees in. We're going to get ready for belly busters. So belly busters are going to strengthen your abdomen. That's going to help your back. It's going to help your whole body. So bring your hands up, clasp your fingers, thumbs looking at you. But lay your shoulders on the floor. Your arms don't have to work here. Bring your feet higher than your knees. Rest your wrist right on your knees. Feel where your back is. Keep your back very steady. So ready? Straighten out your legs, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, come back in. We're going really slow. 2, exhale, back in. Your legs don't have to go down, they just go out, straightened out, coming back in for 3. 4, exhale, back in. 5, 6, exhale, come back in. 7, 8, relax your jaw. 9, now feel your back, keep it steady. 10, 11, and 12. Just gently hold on to your knees, let yourself rest. If you'd like to join me in the alternate belly busters, we'll do that. But remember, if you'd rather do toe down dip, here's toe down dip. You would lay your hands on the floor and you take one toe, dip it in the water, and then the other one. That also strengthens your belly. But today we're going to do alternate belly busters unless you want to do the other. I'm going to bring arms up, no longer clasped, feet higher than knees. Feel your back, get it steady. Ready? Straighten out one leg, arm goes with it, other arm goes overhead. And then the other side. 2, the other side. 3, 4, keep your back very steady. 5, 6, maybe you need to tuck your chin again. 7, 8, soften the inside of your mouth. 9, 10, feel your back. 11, and 12. Hold on to your knees. And then bring one foot down, then the other foot. Let your arms come down. Take a nice deep breath. Great. So straighten out one leg now. Lay one leg straight out on the floor. We're going to come into a single knee down twist. So I'm going to bring the bent knee into the opposite hand. I'm holding on to the shin or the right below the knee, and slowly come across your body. Turn your head the other way. Keep your shoulders both on the floor. This isn't to twist your back so much as it is to release pressure in the hip. Bring the knee back to center. Take the other hand and gently bring it to the outside of the body. Bring it back to center. 2 hands, pull your knee into the chest. And then release. Foot comes down, arms are down. Take a nice deep breath. We'll go to the other side. So both knees are bent, straighten out the one leg. Bring the bent knee into the other hand, come across the body. Turn your head opposite of your knee. Both of your shoulders are on the floor. Come to the shoulders, release any holding in the shoulder. Bring your knee back to center. The other hand is going to bring it towards the outside of the body. Back to center. Two hands, pull the knee into the chest. And then release. Foot comes down, arms come down. Just stop. We're getting ready to wind down now, so let both knees be bent, feet are on the floor. We're going to find happy baby. Bring your knees into your chest. Take them wide towards your shoulders. Bring your feet up. I'm going to lay my hands right behind the thigh. And then see if you'd like to rock the baby side to side. Remember, take your head opposite of your knees. Just let it feel really good on your back, side to side. And I'm going to bring this rocking to a close and come into dead bug. So dead bug, your legs go up, your arms are up, but there's no effort here, so let your shoulders lay back on the floor. Let your hands dangle. If you press into your low back, that will keep your feet up. Just hang. Soften your belly. Soften your eyes. We're letting the fluids trickle back into the core. Let it be really relaxing. So in dead bug, notoriously, we want to bring energy in. When you feel that happen, let it go again. The worst thing that'll happen is your limbs will fall off. Don't worry, just be. Then when you've had enough of dead bug, bend one knee, bring foot to floor. The other leg comes down, arms lay on floor. And we're ready to come into Shavasana, relaxation. So I'm going to make a couple of suggestions here. One is stretch out into corpse. So your whole body stretches out. But this would bother my low back. So instead, I'm going to bend my knees and find my chair. I'm going to bring knees in, roll to one side, push myself up with the arm, then take the chair, pull it over. Make sure you're going to be warm, so if you want your socks back on, do that. So I'm going to come right by the chair and then come around, lay my knees right on the chair. And I'm going to try to get a 90-degree angle. My legs are a little long for this chair, so I'm going to put the blanket underneath. Make yourself comfortable now. So whether you're lying in corpse, so you're flat on your back, or you have your legs up, let yourself start to sink into the floor. Notice if you need a blanket under your head to relax your neck. If it's comfortable for you, let your hands be flat on the floor. That's going to help open up your chest over time. Just sink. You might let the muscles in your face soften. Let the eyes sink deep into the sockets. Let the jaw be slack. Lips are soft. Let the tongue rest in the mouth. Feel the scalp release. Then feel a warm, soothing energy start at the base of the skull, and it slides right into your neck. Letting those muscles soften, vertebra get some space. This warmth crosses your shoulders. Feel those muscles melt. Wraps around the shoulder joint, soothing, healing the joint. Warm energy flows into the upper arm. Muscles melt from bone. Wraps around your elbow. Flows into the lower arm. Wraps around the wrist joint, soothing and lubricating the joint. Flows into the hands, all the way through the knuckles, through the fingers. Arms and hands heavy on floor. This warm, soothing energy now starts at the base of the neck, slides right into your spine. One vertebra at a time. You can feel the muscles release. You can feel this between your shoulder blades, behind the rib cage, by the waist, all the way towards your tailbone. Your entire torso settles into the floor. Belly is soft. This warm, soothing energy now wraps around the hip joint, healing, lubricating the joint. Flows into the thighs. Those muscles melt from bone. And as this soothing energy finds the knee, it clears the joint, lubricates, heals the joint. Flows into the lower leg. Wraps around the ankle, lubricating the joint, bringing healing energy into the joint. Flows into the foot, all the way through the foot, through the toes. This is your own healing energy moving through your body. You just let it happen. Now let your breathing become just a little deeper. Just becoming aware of your breath. As you come back into your body, feel the weight, the pleasantness of the weight on the floor. See if you can feel the space in your joints. Feel space in your joints. Then you might bring some movement into your fingers, maybe into your toes. Take a deep breath. Eventually, you'll bring your knees into your chest. Holding on for a little bit, letting the back of the body open up. When it feels right to you, roll to your right side, making sure that your head is supported And just hang there for a bit, letting your heart hang in suspension. When you feel ready to come up, do it carefully. Open your eyes, turn till you can see the floor. Put your hand on the floor, push yourself up with your arm, bring your head up last. Come around and get comfortable as you can. You can always sit on a chair if you want. Keep your eyes closed or soft. Let your practice settle in. Let yourself just feel. You might let yourself smile. May our hearts be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be secure, peaceful, and at ease. May we always find joy, and may each of us follow our path with heart. With palms together, I salute the spirit in you that is you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today.